So with this latest Tower of God episode just confirmed, it's something that I guess I've been kind of talking about, but mainly because ever since Coon's been introduced to the cast, I've mentioned how like the season 1 cast is infinitely better than the season 2 cast. And that's a pretty popular opinion. I'm not going to say the universal opinion because there is some people who legitimately just enjoy the season 2 cast, and some I've even say have enjoyed it more than the season 1. Completely disagree, but hey, opinions are like that. But the thing is, as soon as Coon got introduced, the caring of the other characters was made way better because we no longer just had Bam, who was emotionless, interacting with a bunch of people with really not that great of personalities. But Rack kind of confirms something even more impressive. As great as the Season 1 cast is, sure, Coon made Core 2 way more enjoyable than it would have been had he not been a part of this. But the fact that Rack is so OP, they actually had to nerf him, because had Rack been a part of the show from minute 1 of Season 2, these characters would have never even had an opportunity to try to impress, because what this episode just proved is that the biggest mistake Season 2 went for isn't limiting the Season 1 cast, it's the fact that they limited Rack. Because as soon as he got introduced, like, yeah, they've been teasing him for a couple of episodes, but this is his proper episode to interact with the new cast. And what does he do? He just barges in there, talks mad shit, and says, "I have feelings. I was excited to climb the tower with my turtle pals, and you turned evil. I'm out of here." I have missed Rack so freaking much. And as funny and silly as the end of the episode is with the little girl with a baseball bat and them saying to run, I just find that funny. I am so happy that the gang is kind of back together. Even if they're split apart right now, I am so happy because this episode proves the biggest mistake was not having Rack around since the beginning. Just having them both would have made this so much more enjoyable. I have full live reactions though over on Patreon if you want to see my full and good thought to any of this Tower of God. It's over there exclusively. So, this is good. We are in a very enjoyable situation right now. You can already see where some of the minefields are going to get set off. There's a lot of explosives waiting to happen. The most painful one is probably going to be Kang because, well, he meets up with Dr. Sophia, but Dr. Sophia is surrounded by Nazi-looking soldiers from Wolfenstein, and she's behind Emily. And we know Emily's basically a giant Kinder Egg that once you crack it open, it's going to be some human abomination experiment. And that's definitely gonna hurt this poor guy, because, I mean, the fact that he just has this emotional reunion, like, you know, he's happy, it's like a mother figure, and, oh man, I don't know if they're gonna go brutal with it where he's gonna have to kill her or something, but it definitely ain't gonna be pleasant for much longer, at least that's how I'm feeling. But either way, this was a fairly enjoyable episode. I still have my issues with Season 2, like, I still think there's a lot I can pick apart. And some of it is just, you know, personal preference, which people might want to say, you know, it's not the end of the world. But the big thing that is good right now is that I legitimately enjoy the character interactions top to bottom. Now, I'm not going to lie, anytime Coon or especially Rack's on screen, I enjoy it far more than if it's just a Season 2 character interacting with someone else. Though, there are certain plot lines that have me very excited, such as the Kang stuff. I think that's really well written. But the thing about it is when you look at the Rack interaction with Coon, the reason it hits so good is because, well, of course we have a natural connection with these two to begin with. So it's just funny having a short alligator stomping around and just saying, "I ain't a gator and you're a turtle." It's always going to be funny. But it's the way this little gator, Ferocious Way, can be like, "I got excited. I was happy when I learned the turtle was alive. I thought we could travel the tower together, but you're an evil turtle now." It's like talking to an 8-year-old who could easily kill you. But he's spitting facts right now too. It's just so freaking precious, and that type of writing really hits home. And I think, like I said, the Kang stuff I think is really well written, and I've mentioned that in previous videos. But for the most part, like, I don't really care about most of the Season 2 cast. Wagner at the start of the show I really enjoyed, but Wagner's kind of fell off for me too, just because I haven't felt like they utilized him recently all that well. And I think it's mainly because Core 2 really deviated towards more of the Season 1 cast, which I don't really blame. I think there's still potential for that storyline to re-spark again. But, you know, I've been talking mad shit about the kid pretty much this whole season of Tower of God. And while I'm more excited that she might be beating fool senses with a baseball bat, I still don't really have that much of a connection. So for me, the things I'm really most interested in is, of course, the build-up of the reunion with Bam, which I mentioned last week is very worrisome because characters like Endorsi, knowing the more people who know Bam's real identity, the more Fug might start eliminating people that are too close or try to separate Bam from his current mission. That's a really compelling story arc. The Kang stuff, reunion and brother-mother type dynamic, and then the whole Emily situation. There's so much messed up experimentation going on there that I don't know where it's going. I assume we're going to have to end up fighting Kang at some point, and then he'll end up realizing just how messed up the whole situation is, and it could get very, very emotional, liking that. But most of the other stuff, I just kind of view it as like, oh, they're kind of punching bags at this. And for better or worse, I think they're focusing on the stuff I enjoy more anyway right now, so I'm kind of okay with it. But, there's little things that I think will always bother me with Tower of God. Like, I don't think most of the character designs are made for me. I think most of the wardrobes in Tower of God are god-awful, if not just stupid. Bam's current look, nice, elegant, simple. Kun looks good. Rack in his little, child-looking outfit was just so adorable, I'll allow. But, like, the fact that, like, the announcers, like, they got Deadmau5 helmet, like, why? Like, why are they wearing those helmets? Like, I don't get it. Why is there a Bumblebee character design in the previous episode? Like, stuff like that. I just feel like there's a lot of really ridiculous designs, both on the wardrobes and the just individual character designs of Tower God, and I just think it's because it's not made for me there. Luckily, a lot of them I do enjoy, and when stupid things are on screen, I'm just like, okay, let's just push this away. But something that is nice about this episode is that I think expression-wise, they went really well with Rack's animation. I mean, is the art as detailed as maybe we probably want it to be? Not really. But Rack's, like, freak out, the initial, like, him, like, let go of me, I'm gonna come at him. Like, it's just, they did so good there with the animation. And it makes me happy. It makes me happy to be, excited for Tower of God again. Because Core 1 really wasn't it. And I really hope, if we do see a Season 3, given that it's apparently a pretty common trend to have, like, a very long setup to then execution for the, payoff. If they do a Season 3 and it's a 1-core, I very much worry for the future of the anime fandom of Tower of God. But if they can keep pumping out 2 cores, I think it probably will avoid a lot of issues, but I definitely think they gotta learn with how they handled Core 1 that you do need to focus more on that initial new cast if you want us to care long term, because right now it feels like we're playing catch up, and some of those characters are catching up, like Kang, but not all of them. Let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. Do you agree with me that Rack really would have saved Season 2 since the beginning? Because honestly, just imagine that angry gator flopping around. Would have been much more enjoyable if you asked me. But thoughts down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're around here. Of course, ring that bell. Like I mentioned, full live reactions over on Patreon. And hey, while you're over there, I'll just give you a video shout out. So today we got Pokemon 222, 888, The Gentleman, Derek Nickel, and we also have Little Big Trouble. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.